What is cracking, you fish and jamokes? New year, new Eastern PA fishing. We are down at the creek and it is highly unlikely that we are gonna catch a single thing today. Fish on. But our hopes are high. We have an opportunity to catch some bass, some holdover stock trout from spring, and some big old carp. If we can catch anything at all, that is. It is the middle of winter and the bite is gonna be super tough. But we're gonna stick it out and hopefully catch something today. Man, this looks like the dead creek. Water level is a little up. Had quite a bit of rain in the last few weeks. We were supposed to get some snow this morning, but that never happened. No way, was that a little bite? Because I just snagged on the bottom. Really hard to tell. A little bit of structure over here. Beautiful day out here. It's definitely a little chilly, but it's not too cold to ruin the fishing. There's gotta be something out here. Whoa, well there was a deer there. Now it's just a giant corpse. Oh man, there's its legs all over the place. The thing is picked to the bone. Hungry critters around these parts this time of year. Now my hope is that if there are any trout still hanging around these parts, that they haven't seen anything in quite some time, and when they see this little innocent worm down there, they'll come scoop it right up. But that's if there are any trout still hanging in this area. Really don't see a thing out there. It's like kind of weird how these creeks get though during this time of year. It's like all the fish just disappear. But we do know where they're most likely to be at, which is gonna be the deeper holes. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage. We're actually coming up on a pretty deep hole right here. You can see that structure in the water over there, that lay down and all that trash that's caught up in it. Well, not trash, but just some sticks and junk. We're gonna work our way into that hole. Just don't wanna run right up on it right away. Kind of wanna fish my way into it. Since this is the back end of the hole, a lot of times trout will just hang out there, right where the deeper water starts to shallow out. Not that I'm mainly here fishing for trout, but they're definitely one of the species that is more willing to bite this time of year. I mean, good luck catching a warm water species of fish like bass. There's always that opportunity, but it's pretty small. Let's get a cast out here. We're gonna catch something here today, no matter what it takes. All right, let's keep moving up. Bust out those Ozark trails, baby. Myers Italian, unofficial sponsored. I was hoping it didn't have to come to this, but here we are. Once again, fishing with bread. Last spot and last shot to catch a fish from this creek today. There are not a ton of holes that are gonna produce fish this time of year, but we checked out some of the most promising ones. We were getting a bite, just had a bite. I think I missed it, and I got robbed. It's only a matter of time until one finds this bread. Can't believe I missed that one there. Felt good, and he bit twice as well. Ah, I keep getting robbed. I wonder what's down there stealing that bait. This one's got it. Fish on. Oh, I lost him. I was just using a tiny Aberdeen hook, so I'm switching over to a very tiny little jig. I think this is a 1/16 of an ounce. It's not too small, but it's not too big. I am gonna just ball some bread around this, make a little dough ball, cast it out there. Hopefully we're about to catch a fatty. Can't believe we just missed that one that bit. One of the few things that is gonna catch fish this time of year. Now there are literally a billion different ways to fish for carp, but in my opinion, this is the best one right here. People use all different types of hooks, but these little jigs right here seem to always get the job done. And I have caught quite a few carp in my life. Now I do wanna mention that I only have 4-pound test on today. So if I do hook into a fatty, we might have a bit of a situation on our hands. So the reason I might have lost that last fish is because, as you can see, there are all these sticks up here. When I set the hook, I actually went right into those sticks with the tip of my rod. I think that just released all the pressure on my hook and the fish got away. So I have to remember not to set my hook too high. The waiting game. One thing I can't stand about fishing with bait. I'm getting a bite. Fish on. Big fish. There we go. Oh man, that's a nice one too. Can see him out there. Yes. Man, that is a nice fish. I am coming off of a pretty bad arm injury. Injured my wrist, my arm, and my hand. So keeping the pressure on this fish is killing me right now. There we go though. That is what we came here for. Now, we've already caught a couple fish in 2023, but this is just another good one to add to the list. First big fish of the year. Man, look at that guy, he is pissed. Now, I don't want this guy stirring up the water too much. I want to be able to catch a couple more from this hole. Come on in here. Man, that is a nice one. Look at how well they still fight. It's crazy how active these fish are, even in the winter. Man, that is a nice one. Now remember, 4-pound test. So I am definitely taking my time with this fish. But we're gonna land him. We got him, he's ours. Just trying to put my rod down here somewhere where it's not gonna fall in the water. There we go, first big fish of 2023. Beautiful common carp. Oh man, just waiting for this dude. Look at the tail on that guy. No real good way to weigh these guys. That is probably about a 2.5 to 3 pound carp. Nice fish. Good way to start out 2023. Get this guy back. And there he goes, just like that. Despite how cold it was outside, those guys are still active year-round. One of the reasons why they get so big, one of the reasons why there's such a problem for these small little creeks, they eat a lot of food, take a lot of nourishment that could go towards growing bigger bass and bigger panfish in these small little creeks. Well, let's get some bread back on our jig, cast back out there, see if we can get another one. Hopefully that dude didn't scare all the rest of the fish in the area. Now, my hopes for today were definitely not extremely high. I mean, there are a ton of fish that will bite throughout the year during the warmer seasons, but during winter, sometimes you really have to look around for these fish. And I was just so lucky enough to have remembered that I saw a ton of carp in this particular spot earlier in the season, and I knew that they would still be here during winter. 2 bites and 1 fish. Not too bad for the middle of January. Looking for bite number 3 and fish number 2. It's hard to tell when the fish are gonna still bite when you're fishing with bait, and also when it's so cold. Maybe we'll get lucky though. There are a ton of carp in this area. I know that for a fact. They probably all like to hang out right underneath this tree. I'm gonna do one more cast, leave it out there for a little bit, let it soak. Then we might move to one more spot, or we might just call it. Oh, I'm up in a tree. Ah, man. That sucks. Well, that's totally annoying. Just bombed that into that tree out there. Lost my entire setup. Leader and all. Alrighty, painfully enough, I retied everything. New leader, new jig, and new ball of bread. Waiting for good old Free Willy out there to give me a bite. Tough crowd. Well, everybody, it is starting to get just a little too chilly out here for me, so I'm going to continue to fish until the GoPro dies, but if we don't catch anything else, this is going to be a wrap on today's video. Hope you guys all liked the episode. If at any point in time you did, please scroll down below, hit that thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to the Eastern PA Fishing YouTube channel if you have not already. Eastern PA Fishing here, you know what it is by now. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay tuned, and always stay fishy.
Perfect.